Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am turning up the heat with an ice cream that's got a little kick. Today we're making rum raisin ice cream with a hint of orange. It is creamy, it is dreamy, and just the right amount of boozy deliciousness for a grown-up treat. If you love ice cream with a bit of personality, you're going to love this one. So grab your spoon and let's dive right into this insanely delicious, nutty, creamy creation. Now, this ice cream base is a no churn ice cream base, but it is a custard based ice cream. However, you do not need an ice cream machine to make this. Boom. Anyway, so today I'm going to show you all the tips and tricks on how to make a rum raisin ice cream with an orange flavor without an ice cream machine. Let's go. Now I'll be using Captain Morgan's for this ice cream. I'll be using Captain Morgan's dark spiced rum. Now into a clean pot, add your raisins. Now for the sake of this video, I'm using a mix of, golden raisins and, regular raisins. Then next up, I'm adding some vanilla, some of the Captain Morgan's dark spiced rum. And the next thing I'm going to do is zest some orange into this. Be careful not to add the white parts of the orange into this, as it could turn it bitter. Now once you're done zesting the orange, stir that together and then add some orange juice. This is one way to do this. Another way to do this is to just simply soak the rum in raisin for a couple of days, but I want this really quick. I want it fast. I want the raisins to really plump up as quickly as possible, and I want to infuse some orange flavor into the rum and into the raisin as quickly as possible. Now cook this down for about 5 to 8 minutes until the raisins are super plump and they look alive. Just like so. So once this is done, the raisins should look super young, super fresh. They should look like alive, as in there is nothing as bad as eating rum raisin ice cream and the raisins are dry and so tough to chew. Like, it doesn't really make for a good bite. So that's why we're going the route of cooking it, or you can simply just soak it. But we're using one stone to kill two birds. We're cooking it and then soaking it for a couple of days. Now once the raisin has completely cooled down, into a clean jar, transfer that to it and cover it up and store that up until you're ready to use. You can do this a week in advance. You can do this days in advance, but like I said, I'm doing this just a day ahead before I make the main ice cream. So all of this you do in day one. Okay, so then once that's done, cover the jar and then store it in your fridge until you're ready to use. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make candied orange peel. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice that I've shared a video, a complete video. Even here on YouTube, I've shared a complete video on how to make candied orange peel. So please watch that video before watching this one. So into a clean pot, add the orange, peel, add some water and sugar, and then cook that down until the peel looks translucent and the liquid has turned into a delicious bright orange or light orange syrup. One thing to note is as while you're cooking the orange peel, as the water is reducing, please just keep topping up water. Now set that aside and let's move on to the custard. For the sake of this video, I've shown you the products or brands of products that I have used or I'm using for this custard base. Anyway, into a clean pot, add some milk and some whipping cream or heavy cream, add some sugar and salt, and stir both to combine. I typically like to stir my sugar until it's completely dissolved before I start to cook with it. Now once the sugar has dissolved, put that on a heat, very low heat, and start to cook this, and stirring it consistently or continuously. The thing about sweetened stuff or milk is once you leave it on fire, it could bubble over, or it could start to thicken at the bottom. So it's important to stir this consistently and continually, so that it doesn't start to thicken or bubble over or burn. Now once you've heated the ice cream, the milk mixture, just so that it is hot enough to touch, take out a few ladles of the milk mixture and set that aside. Now whip up the egg yolk gently, and then temper it with the milk mixture that you took out from the pot. Now gently add that into the egg yolk. So it's more like you are trying to emulsify olive oil and acid, which is like vinegar. They're trying to make like a vinaigrette. So that's the process that you should have in your head here. So continue to stir this. We're trying to temper the egg so that it doesn't start to cook, or when you add it into the milk. That's why we're trying to temper it first before we add it into the big batch of milk. I mean, you're going to get a few cuddled bits here and there, really, but if you are a pro at hand, you're not going to get any. But still, once you add the egg yolk into the milk mixture, continue to cook this on low heat, and continue to stir consistently until the milk and egg mixture starts to thicken, just like you have seen. I mean, if you swipe your finger across the spatula, you can literally see that it has thickened. Now take that off the heat and continue to stir it. Now in this video, I'm trying to show you how thick this custard base is. It is really thick. Another thing to also take note of is that as it continues to cool down, it continues to thicken up. So if you have done a custard based ice cream before, I would say take it right to the edge. Otherwise, if you're a new beginner, the moment you see that it started to coat the back of your spoon or spatula, please take it off the heat. It will continue to thicken. Now the next thing we're going to do is to make an ice bath, which is add some ice into a bowl, add some water, and then sit a bigger bowl on top of it. Then add the remaining whipping cream, and set a sieve above it, and then take the custard that we made and pour that into the whipping cream. What we're trying to do is to catch out any curdled egg or curdled mixture that we have, because what we're looking for is a smooth, creamy textured ice cream. So once that's done, stir that to combine and to cool down completely. So we want the custard base to really cool down before we go ahead and pack that up and leave it in the fridge. This is an important step for you to do, whether you're using an ice cream machine or whether you're not using an ice cream machine. Your custard base must cool down completely, then refrigerated or left in the freezer for a couple of hours or 30 minutes to an hour before you add it to an ice cream machine. That is if you're using an ice cream maker. But for the sake of this video, what we're going to do is we're going to transfer that to a jar, just like so, and then put that in the freezer until the next day. So this is all we're doing in day one. So until day 2, I'll see you in day 2. Welcome back to day 2. Now for day 2, we are going to go straight up into the folding and freezing method. But first, let's drain the raisin from the rum. Oh my god, this is absolutely insane. It smells so good. I ain't gonna lie, it smells really good. Anyway, so I have placed a sieve over a jar and turned out the content of the jar that I used to store the raisin and the rum, and I am using the back of a wooden spoon to gently press down so that all the liquid like the rum and orange juice mixture would strain completely well. Now once I am done with that, the next thing that I'm going to do is to add a tablespoon of rum into the jar that I used to store the raisin, just to rinse it off and add a bit more rum into the mixture that I'll be adding to the ice cream. If you do not like rum, this is a great time to sieve out the raisin from the rum and discard. But if you like rum and you want that boozy kick, this is it. I mean, you can add more rum to this, but a tablespoon is just fine for this. Some people might worry that the alcohol content might be too much. You can go ahead and just warm up the rum just a little bit more, but adding it straight is also equally fine. So set that aside, and the next thing I'm going to do is to take out some of the candied orange peel that we made in day 1. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to eat it and nibble on it, and cut it down just a little bit more to the size of the raisin, because everything has to be uniformed. Everything has to get into every spoonful or biteful that you get. Once that is chopped down, you can add as much as you want, you can add as little as you want, and you don't necessarily need to add the orange peel. You don't necessarily do that, but just for extra flavor, I'm doing that here. Now set this aside, and let's get on to it. So now, if you have an ice cream machine, this is the perfect time to do that. But like I said, we are making a no churn ice cream without an ice cream maker. So take out the custard base from the fridge. I just want to show you what the consistency looks like right now. It is thicker. Like I told you, the more it continues to cool down, it gets thicker and thicker. So it is much thicker than it was yesterday. I just wanted you to see the consistency, and this was so tempting. I couldn't resist taking a taste of it. It is absolutely so good. It is so good. If you want a plain vanilla ice cream, just go ahead and add vanilla at the moment. Now the next step is to start to churn, or should I say the folding process or the method, which is the opposite of, or should I say another way to churn your ice cream. The first churn and second churn wasn't shown, but I'm just going to show you the third churn. Please forgive me for that. Now I made another ice bath, but this time around I added salt to slow down the melting process of the ice cubes. Now I had transferred the ice cream mixture into a much bigger bowl, just like so. Now as you can see in this video, if you look at the sides of the video, you'll see that the ice cream has started to churn. It was even difficult for me to whip it further. The reason why I'm whipping it, or I whipped it in the first and the second and the third churn, is because I want a really creamy, smooth, silky texture of ice cream. So that's why I the first and to the third churn I used the whisk. Now once you're done with that, transfer it back to the fridge and give it another 30 to 45 minutes, and then bring it out for the fourth churn. If you want an extra silky ice cream, like the texture should be silky and creamy and smooth, you're going to repeat this step 4 to 5 times until you get the smooth, creamy, or for you to get that smooth, creamy texture. I mean, repeat this step every 30 minutes or 45 minutes until you get that really creamy, smooth texture that we're going for. So that's it for this for day 2. Now once you have succeeded in getting an even much thicker, because the more you continue to churn it, or you leave it in the fridge, the thicker and more thicker it gets. The next thing you're going to do is to start to introduce the add-ons. If you're using Oreos, if you're using strawberries, blueberries, or whatever, start to introduce them now. You see how thick this thing is. But for the sake of this video, of course, we're going for the rum, we're going for the chopped orange bites. You can add the rum now, or vanilla, or anything that you want to add to it. You can add all of that right now, and just fold it and then transfer it back into the fridge or into any container that you want to use for this. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm also showing you a possibility of this freezing really faster or quicker, by using mason jars. You don't always need to use a loaf pan or an ice cream bowl. You can use mason jars for a quick and easy freeze, just like I'm showing here in this video. So what you have to do is to transfer the ice cream base into the mason jars individually, just like so. As you can see from the video, it is much more thicker than it was the previous day. Now if you have leftover of the raisin and the orange at the base of your bowl, what you're going to just do is to spoon it into the mason jars. This is just a visual guide. Now it's important for me to also mention that after whipping the ice cream base for 4 to 5 times, having 30 minutes or 45 minutes interval in between, the next thing you're going to do is, once you put the ice cream into the fridge, when you bring it out, do not use a whisk. Start to fold it. Start folding it, because we need it to start getting thicker instead of liquidifying. We need to start getting quicker and thicker. Now, if you're using a mason jar, it's also important that you bring it out intervally, or at intervals. Sorry, it's important that you bring it out at intervals and stir it with a spoon or a spatula. Now once you've divided the ice cream base into the mason jars, cover that up and then get a bowl just like this. This is just a visual guide. If your freezer is big, or if your freezer is not big, it's not important to do this step. So now get a big bowl, add some ice at the base of it, just like so. Like I said, it's not important for you to do this, so you can still put your mason jar in your freezer. Don't get me wrong, you can put your mason jar in your freezer, but I'm just trying to show you a visual guide of what you can do. Then add some salt to slow down the freezing or the melting time of the ice. Add some salt and then gently place your mason jars into the ice that you have, or into the bowl. Just place your mason jars into it and then cover the mason jars with ice. Like I said, this is just another way that you can freeze your ice cream. This is just another way that you can freeze your ice cream. You don't necessarily have to do this. You don't. Using a mason jar, it would help your ice cream freeze faster. But like I said, you don't have to do this if you don't have mason jars. You can use any bowl that you have. By day 3, this is what you have, or what you should have, or this is what your ice cream should look like. I'm not even going to lie to you. By this morning I had eaten like half of the ice cream. There's no need for me to like, yeah, I had eaten, because the thing is just so good. Like every time I bring it out to, fold it and churn it, I will take out of it. So this is what your ice cream should look like by day 3. You should continue to fold your ice cream at intervals. So do 30 minutes, 1 hour, do 30 minutes, 1 hour, do 30 minutes, 1 hour. And by the evening of day 3, my ice cream was pretty ready. I would advise that once you bring your ice cream out of the fridge, it's important that you leave it for at least for about 30 seconds to, or let's say 2 minutes, for it to just come to room temperature before you dig into it. And that's it. Just like so, you've made a custard-based ice cream without an ice cream maker. I hope that you gave this a try, and I hope that you like this, and I hope that you enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting videos and easy peasy steps and techniques. And until next time, I love you, Manchos.